This White House seems to be not ready to make that commitment, particularly at a time when gasoline is still selling some sort of agreement that the White House is still, it seems to be holding out hope that maybe Joe Manchin, the Democratic senator from West Virginia, will come around in some of these negotiations. So far, last week he said he would not back the climate investments in a reconciliation bill at this time because he fears that it would continue to propagate inflation.
Stephen, ahead of tomorrow's hearing, which you can hear on 103.9 FM, the committee investigating the Capitol riot wants to see text messages from the Secret Service that were erased in the hours these messages came before and during the
because these text messages were stored on devices, cell phones that had been wiped as part of a pre-planned program of migration from one cell phone to another or something along those lines. The National Archives yesterday said that it wanted to know more about this. It's demanding an explanation because these are official government records that the National Archives is charged with keeping. And the National Archives yesterday, the head of the office that is meant to store these records permanently, expressed his disappointment and said he wanted a further explanation as to how it was this happened. Now, there seemed to be an indication in a statement from the Secret Service yesterday that perhaps there might be an effort to try to claw back some of the telephone company records. If these text messages were more than just encrypted, device-to-device messages that might have been stored by the records of the telephone company, then maybe there might be something. But for the moment, the Secret Service is saying it cannot meet the commitment was yesterday to deliver the text messages to the subpoena.
And the president is expected to arrive in Somerset, Massachusetts this afternoon. Well, homeownership was one of the hot topics discussed at the NAACP convention in Atlantic City. And KYW Community Impact reporter Raquel Williams, U.S. Housing and Urban Development Secretary, talked about ways to get more people of color into homes of their own. Redlining, gentrification, sky-high home prices, and hard-to-obtain mortgages are just some of the pitfalls for people of color who wish to become homeowners. HUD Secretary Marsha Fudge says businesses and investors buy properties in black and brown communities, and they raise the rent so that people can't afford to live in the communities where they grew up. They're working to change that because we know just by almost 30% of all of the houses that are sold. And so they hold them, and then they raise the prices in the market. So we're working at that very, very clearly because I live in a black community. I know what we deal with every day. The department is also working to stop racially biased home appraisals with their HAZE project, which exposes the practice. We have shown clearly that there is bias. We are now having those persons who are in control of this appraisal process admit that there is bias in the process. On a personal note, Secretary Fudge says her own home in a mostly black neighborhood is valued at $25,000 less than homes just 2 doors away in a mostly white neighborhood. HUD is also committed to putting more low and moderate income housing on the market. In Atlantic City, Raquel Williams, KYW News Radio, 103.9 FM. Got some traffic trouble on the Northeast Extension past Mid-County. We will take a look at that with Justin in just a couple of minutes. It's 10:20.
when you need to know.
Reports that at least 2 people have been shot on the Parkway.
Our reporters
I say peace and benedictions. These people telling their lies, news called lying, fabrications, you know what I'm saying? Bullshit going on in the news. Now, earlier today, they said, I was trying to catch them saying this shit. They're gonna come back and say it, but they were saying that here in Philly, that this is a second time they told this story. The first time they told this story, they said that there was a rape that went on at the John. Hold on real quick. Let me take this phone call. I gotta take this real quick. Oh, damn, I missed it. All right, so they said it was a rape that happened in the subway early in the morning before the subway opened up. Right? That's the key thing. So early in the morning before the subway opened up, they said that a couple was having sex on the train platform, right? Somebody came up with a gun pulled the gun out on them, and then proceeded to continue to have sex with the girl, and the boy allegedly like ran off, right? Then today they tell the same story again, but then they twist. They say that the guy was helping the girl try on some clothes in the subway in the morning time, trying on clothes in the subway, right? Before the train is running. Why they even in the subway before the train is running? That's one thing. But you see how these people just be, flip flopping. And I'm gonna catch them saying this. Yesterday they said this or that it was, basically somebody was having some relations in the joint. Then they say, oh, they trying on clothes, and the boy was supposed to have ran off on his girl, left his girl there, and then this horny man proceeded to do whatever he wanted to defile this woman in the train. Come on, man. Just like the other day, like they say, the girl. It was just seen this in the news the other day, and they were talking about this on the news too. They said it's a girl that beat a 3-year-old to death, and she's being charged with third-degree murder. You know what I'm saying? So we already know whose signature stamp is 33, and you see how they placed that, 3 next to that 3 so conveniently. You know what I mean? And they said that, the child services, DHS or whatever, came to the crib an hour before this child was supposed to have died. Now, they said that this child was bruised and beat up all over the body. So you explain to me, somebody needs to explain to me how DHS didn't see that this child was within the inch of dying if they died an hour later from blunt force trauma all over their body. So this lady, whose story will continue to unroll out, and I get the pictures and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But they're saying that this girl beat this child to death all over the body. DHS comes an hour before the child dies. Don't see a problem with the child. Somebody's lying. I mean, y'all can pick which one who, but somebody's lying. You know what I'm saying? That shit sounds super suspect. So y'all got to get that together. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna cut this joint short real quick because I need to make this phone call back, and I'm gonna get back on later. You know what I mean? With some receipts. I say peace and benedictions. Yeah.